Let's talk about Schalke, because John Cross had a rather unexciting trip really, apart from the football, because you said you stayed out of the city, half an hour out, Schalke's ground.
Yeah, I love Germany.
Bit of a hinterland, a no man's hinterland.
No,
there.
absolutely. I love Germany. Great country, fabulous place to be. We had some wonderful trips there down the years. I mean, but I have to say, yeah, Schalke and the area that is in isn't the greatest part of Germany by any means.
I was following you on Twitter. Good game. You were sort of, pumped up and excited, as all Arsenal sort of people were following the games, as usually reported there. 2 goals through Walcott, who finally got a start, I guess, through no one else being available almost. And,
yeah, it did seem like that.
And then Giroud, and then the euphoria dissipates with that goal from Klaus-Jan Huntelaar, and then Farfan with the equaliser, and this is the situation as it looks.
Yeah.
Happy with that? Would Arsenal be happy with that? Would Wenger be happy with that?
Well, I think they would have bitten your hand off, frankly, before the game for a draw, because they were so badly outplayed by Schalke in the first game at the Emirates 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Schalke are a good quality side, and Giroud had a funny sort of game, I must say, and he sort of scored a goal, should have scored another. And it's a little bit frustrating.
I prefer Giroud over Gervinho because whenever the ball goes in the box, the one person that's always on the move and always wants to get on the end of things, he is raw.
Yeah.
Take last season's session out the way with Montpellier. He didn't score many goals prior to that. So there might be a little bit of nerves in there, but he does keep going in there and he does want to get on the end of things. And he will do things ugly as well, which Arsenal don't normally have.
Let's look at the England squad then quickly, because Defoe's not there. Running through it, the goalkeepers and defenders, Fraser Forster, John Cross.
Can't argue with that, can you?
Should he get a start? Is he knocking on the door with City conceding a few goals?
Well, I just feel that Joe Hart, for too long at England level, has had an unchallenged position. That's unhealthy for a goalkeeper. They need competition, they need pushing. And I think he doesn't have that at Manchester City. He certainly doesn't have it at England level.
6'7", isn't he, as well, and playing well around the squad at GG.
Yeah, I think there was a doubt within the game, I think, about Forster and his technical ability. Yeah. I think one thing I would say is I don't know whether that's improved, but I think in the course of 2 games, he's made remarkable saves. He's made heroic saves, last gasp saves, wonderful saves, and he's proved himself. I think that he's ready for a place in this squad.
What's happened to Jack Butland?
Yeah, what has happened to him?
Exactly. He's a young boy. You put him in there. He's done nothing wrong, and you leave him out.
Is he playing regularly at the moment, Jay?
Well, he's playing, isn't he? He is playing.
He needs to be playing in the Prem, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at a young keeper who is actually playing in the Prem, and it's Alex McCarthy, and a lot of people have earmarked him for the last 3 years of being maybe the number 2 to Joe Hart, and I would like to see the likes of him going in there. You have a look at the amount of youth we've got in this squad, and yet.
Well, let's talk about the defenders there. Carl Jenkinson as well with you, John. You've watched a lot of Arsenal, as you've said. You can't. Well, Flash can't.
Well, he wasn't named in the initial squad, and I have to say, I was sort of kind of fishing around this story a bit this morning, and I know that Carl Jenkinson was, really disappointed not to be in the initial squad, and I think he thought he'd missed out. Yeah. And yet, lo and behold, sort of the FA announced it mid-afternoon that he will be in the squad, or confirmed in the squad within one day or two. They're just waiting on the FIFA clearance, because he's represented Finland, of course, at under 21 level already. So I think he would have, in fairness, gone on the previous trip to Poland, because Carl Walker was carrying a bit of a knock at the time. But Hodgson has praised him to the skies, likes what he's done, but ultimately he has lost his place in the last couple of games to Sanya. But he's an emerging player. I think he'll be around the England setup for a few years.
You're not convinced though, Flash?
Well, I'm not convinced, because he's in the squad and he hasn't even been given FIFA clearance. I would have liked him to have been given FIFA clearance first and then put him in. But then why would you put him in when you've got Glenn Johnson, who can only play right back, and Kyle Walker, who can only play right back? So now all of a sudden we're going to Sweden and we've got 3 right backs. I don't understand that. It doesn't matter how bad Sweden are. By the way, Sweden are poor. Yeah. Sweden are poor. But again, when they play England, they raise because it's their #1 fixture. So you cannot go there. You have a look at this. Jack Wilshere shouldn't be there for me. Give him another month to get himself back right.
He's not going to play against Fulham at the weekend, though. He's going to have a weekend off.
Yeah, but
suspension.
But the thing is, then he might end up by playing 6 games this month. Yeah. After not playing for the best part of 18, 19 months. Give him a breather. Don't rush him back. Raheem Sterling, for me, he hasn't done anything. We've only seen him for like 10 games this season. Sure. John Joe Shelvey, same as Leon Osman. 3 years late. Aaron Lennon, I can see that. So apart from Steven Gerrard and
Theo Walcott's a striker, isn't he, John Cross? And
I know
he's looking for a transfer.
I've got to say, I mean, listen, at the very least, you normally name 4 strikers. There's always this debate in the makeup of a 23-man squad whether to name 4 or 5.
Would that be a pie in the face for Wenger if he puts him up front?
Isn't it funny? I mean, recently he's looked so impressive, hasn't he? I mean, I totally agree with you, Flash, that Leon Osman. I mean, what is all that about?
Well, let's bring in an Everton fan on that note. You've got
33
Phil,
he'll
Everton
be at the
fan,
next World Cup.
33 at the next World Cup. Phil, join us. We're raising the question marks of why Leon Osman at the age of 31 into the England squad. What are your thoughts?
He's excellent on the ball, never flustered, a fantastic technical player. He's the kind of guy England can use in the centre of the park just to kind of distribute play very quickly. If the ball breaks, if we win ball in defence, he can get the ball, he can distribute it. He's not afraid to take on a player, a couple of challenges. And he's just an outstanding little playmaker in the middle of the park. The reason why possibly he hasn't had a call-up thus far is because he was almost a square peg in a round hole. Due to the squad, the threadbare squad at Everton, he was forced out wide. Showed flashes of brilliance there, but occasionally would drift out of the game. Now he's in the centre, be it with Phil Neville as he has been recently, or Darren Gibson when he comes back into the side. He just offers us so much more in the middle of the park.
People tell me, Phil, that technically he hasn't really evolved, and I mean that in the nicest possible way, in the last sort of 2 or 3 years. He's having the season of his life, but why not do it 2 or 3 years ago? It's not a forward-looking step. The one thing I would say is, though, that I wonder what your take on this is. Talking about the future, I just feel that Leighton Baines, by the time of the next World Cup, his performances have been outstanding. Yeah. Surely he's now ready, don't you think, Phil, to become England's #1 left-back?
He's been absolutely sensational for years now. We are very, very lucky at Everton to have him. His link-up play with anyone down the left-hand side is wonderful. Obviously, him and Payne have some kind of telepathy going on between them. He's good at set pieces, great corner taker, scores some wonderful free kicks. And again, one thing he's brought into his game in the last 18 months, 2 years is his ability to cut inside, beat a man, and make us that much more offensive.
I hate to interject, sir. We do appreciate you speaking to us tonight about the England squad and Everton, but we have to move on.
This is the show where we bring all the stats, the facts, the fun and the football here on Sports Night TV. With me in the studio are the 3 brains of the big, beautiful game. The men who know their Arsenal from their El Hajj to you.
For you to say.
Flash Gordon Watson, the bet baller and our stats man Chris Graham, the man who has stats on every single game.
Every single one, take me on. Every single one, pop away, man. Football leagues, SPL, Albion against Montrose, I've got it.
Darryl's in Toronto. He's our man watching the game between Everton and Sunderland. We're going to go to him to get another update. Afternoon, Darryl.
Afternoon, Darren. It's been a pretty good game. Both teams are going for it. Nobody's sitting back. The best chance has been for Sessegnon. He had a chance on Tim Howard, but it was a good save. All things being equal today, you got to go with Everton because they are sporting some fantastic Movember stashes.
Stephen Alweiss is in Madrid watching the game between Stoke and QPR. Mark, who's got to win this game under real pressure, and already the stats starting to converge on him. Doesn't look as though he's got any room for manoeuvre, Stephen. How's he started?
Well, it was a very entertaining opening 5 or so minutes end to end, but after that it settled into long ball to Crouch, long ball to Cisse, and the midfields aren't really in the game.
We'll be sending in some compensation for having to watch that game. We do apologise, Stephen. Oh, let's go to David Mear. He's watching the game between Arsenal and Fulham. David.
2-0 Arsenal. Podolski, ball is coming in, the defenders missed it. Podolski's come across the penalty area. It's 2-0 Arsenal. It's like a chess game. This could be a whitewash.
Goal at Arsenal, and a very interesting one indeed, David Mear.
Oh, listen, it's fantastic. It's Berbatov who's scored for Fulham. Now, on second looks, I actually think it's a free kick going out. Referee hasn't given it. Oh, my God, it was a free kick. He pushed the centre-half. What were you thinking of, Phil Dowd? It was an easy free kick. 2-1.
Which way has it gone, David?
Well, if it's gone 2-2, it has to have gone to Fulham, Darren, right? Basically what's happened is the ball has gone down the right-hand side. Berbatov has put across into the middle of the penalty area, and I think it's a guy called... Can't think of his name. He puts it in the back of the net. 2-2.
Arsenal were 1-33 to win that game. They're not 1-33 now. They're 10-11, coming towards even money. 6-4 the draw, 5-1 Fulham. Chris, Arsenal, are they a bet?
I think so. Although worrying news from the Emirates that the "In Arsene We Trust" banner's gone.
Penalty for Fulham. Basically, what's happened is Arteta has played a 1-2 on the edge of his box. Ruiz has taken it off him, and he just pulled him down. It's a clear-cut penalty. Absolutely stupid defending. Stupid defending. If you want to stay with me, I'll give you the penalty in a second.
We'll stay with you now. Who's going to take it?
Berbatov has the ball on the spot. Stay with me. He's running up, licking his lips, eating his chicken wings, having a bowl of soup. The main course!
Oh my word, what a story developing at the Emirates Stadium.
They let it slip in midweek, they've done it again. Fulham 10-11 now, they've gone favourites to draw 9-5. We were saying 5 minutes ago, me and you, Chris, we thought Arsenal were a better even money. They're now 3-2 down.
Oh, this is magnificent! Magnificent! What's happened is Arsenal have gone in the attack. Giroud has hit the post. Ball has gone out right. Walcott's put it back in, and Giroud has risen again, and boom! 3-0!
The goal in the game between Southampton and Swansea. Lee Sutherland is watching. Which way has it gone, Lee?
Well, if it's 9-1, I'm putting $100 on it because Southampton have just gone 1-0 up.
The other shock at the moment is Sunderland. They were 7-1 pre-match. They're now 1-0 up. They're 6-4 to beat Everton. 9-4 you can get Everton. 17-10 the draw. I don't think Everton they're running out of time. And we know how strong defensively Martin and Hill sides are. 6-4 looks a bit of value in money.
Been another goal at Goodison Park. Let's go back to Darryl. That's turning into a real cracker, Darryl.
Oh, Darren, unbelievable. Again, from just sort of nothing, Jelavic gets behind the defence, puts it to the far post. Mignolet, no chance. We got Everton up 2-1.
Amazing scenes in the Premier League today. Arsenal 3-3 against Fulham. Who saw that? Unbelievable stuff. Everton, a fantastic 2-1 win over Sunderland. Reading, Norwich 0-0. That's a shocker. Southampton 1-1 with Swansea. Stoke 1-0 winners over a beleaguered QPR. And West Brom, another solid victory.